So I had this whole thing filmed, and it was originally a part of my last video, which you can find here. And, you know, I filmed it, I put it all together, and it was like 7 minutes long, which is way too long for a video, in my opinion. So I decided to just make this its own separate video. And Scarlett talked a little bit about something similar to this in her previous video, and I'll make sure I link that all below for you. But she was talking about books that she's reading. So what I kind of wanted to do was just talk about the books that I plan on reading in June, and hopefully that I can get through them all, and this channel will propel me to do so. But there's 4 I'd like to talk about today, so we're going to jump in and get started. So the first book that I want to talk about is L.A. Candy by Lauren Conrad. I bought this because I got really into The Hills for like 2 weeks, and I just watched like 3 of the seasons. So I decided, you know, I like Lauren Conrad, so I wanted to give this a try. I haven't gotten very far in it, but, you know, hopefully I can read this maybe by next week. It shouldn't be too difficult to do that, but yeah, so I want to give this a try because I know she has other books, so if I like this, I'll check out the other ones too. The next book is Cresendo by Becca Fitzpatrick. Now, I read Hush Hush and I absolutely loved it, and this is my friend Shannon's book. She had lent this to me, and I've gotten like a 1/4 of the way through, and then things just got busy with school, so I had to stop. But I really like the first one, so I have a feeling I'm going to like this one. And I know that there's a 3rd one out, and I'd like to read that too, but, you know, gotta read this first. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing this because I really like her style of writing. I feel like it's a quick read, so that should be good. I have mentioned before that I really like Jodi Picoult. I read almost all of her books. The problem is, she's cranking out more books than I can keep up with. So, like, every year she comes out with a book. Like, how do you do that? No. Like, I can barely, like, write an essay in, like, a semester. So the 3rd book is Second Glance by Jodi Picoult, and I think that's, oh, do I look like her? No. I think that looks like Natalie Portman, but that's just me. I know the book covers change all the time, but, yeah, I love Jodi Picoult's book so much. I love her style of writing. I love that she does point of views, but, oh, man, I'm just having such a hard time getting through this. Like, this is as far as I've gotten, and I tried to read this a couple of times, and maybe it's just, like, not a good chapter or something like that, but, you know, generally I love her books and I get through them pretty quickly, but I'm gonna try and give this another go. This is like the 8th time I've tried reading it, because I had this for like 4 years. But yeah, so Jodi Picoult, I'm gonna give this a try. I've saved the best or possibly worst for last. Oh, this book. So what happened was, I was a senior in high school, and I'm now a senior in college, so you can tell how long this has been in between. You know, a girl at my lunch table was talking about these books, and I was like, oh, they sound really great. Let me go buy them. So I bought the first 2 because they were both in paperback, and the 3rd one had just come out. So I bought the first 2, and I tried reading the first one, and I just got to like a point in the book, and I was like, I really don't feel like reading this anymore. So I put it away, didn't bother with it. A year later, started reading it again, couldn't get through it, put it aside. This past January, I started reading it again, got to the same point I had those past 2 times, and guess what happened? I put it away. And I'm really going to try and give it my all this time. So the book I'm talking about is City of Bones. It's part of the Mortal Instruments series, and I know they're making a movie, and I really want to read the book before that comes out, before I even see a trailer, because, you know. But kind of what got me back into it was I love Alex Pettyfer. If you read any of my fan fiction, which will be linked below, you know that in my mind, Alex Pettyfer is Lucius Malfoy. And I love Alex Pettyfer, and I heard they were talking about him as one of the main characters, so I was like, ooh, let me go read this, because now I can picture him. I probably would have done that anyway, just because when you like an actor, you picture them in every book you read. You know, does anyone else ever do that? So those are the 4 books that I want to try and read in the month of June. June is in a couple of days, so I've got, like, you know, what, 36 hours before I have to get started. But I also want to mention that after I read these books, I really want to get the Song of Fire and Ice, the George R.R. Martin books. I really hope, because there's so many authors who have initials in their names, I always get them wrong. But, you know, Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones, love the show so much. Season finale is on Sunday, and I'm really excited about that. But I want to read those, I want to read those books too, because I love the series so much, and I'm sure the books are, you know, 10 times better because you can pack more into them. So if you've read any of these books or anything I've mentioned, let me know, but please don't give me spoilers, because spoilers are so sad, and I don't want anything to be spoiled. I'm one of those people, if I see something or read something and you read it or see it after I have, I won't tell you anything. Unless you threaten to not be friends with me. Then I might have to, you know, crack and tell you. But, yeah, so those are my books for June. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you enjoy the other ones that All the Right Ways is putting out. Alright, see you guys later.